an exposed throat. Sarcophagus. Sarcophagus? No, that's where people live. Died. Slept. Whatever. What's that called? What's this called? A sarcophagus. A sarcophagus? A sarcophagus. A sarcophagus? Sarcophagus? I don't know what it's called. But it's called like windpipe. Let's go with that. Coach Griff, I know. Because that's my name. Griff. So, I have just painted a loose. It is an exposed throat. So I'm going to try and apply that now and see how well that turns out, because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to paint it and film it at the same time, because I don't know. But we digress. It's fine. So, let's crack on into it, shall we?
I grew up in rural Michigan, and I rode the bus to school every morning. We lived in a house at the bottom of the hill, but my bus stop, it was at the top of the hill after you passed my house. The story I'm about to tell you happened to me when I was around 7 or 8 years old. I woke up one morning and got ready for school like I usually did. My bus picked me up around 7 AM, right when the sun was starting to come up a little, but there were still spots of darkness in the woods. I was the only kid who was picked up at this stop, so I would stand at the edge of the woods and wait until my bus came. My mum or dad, they would have to drop me off 5 minutes before the bus came, then hightail it back to work. It's not that they felt completely comfortable doing this, but they had no choice. We lived in a safe area, or so we thought, and the bus arrived 99% of the time on time, so they weren't too worried that anything would happen to me in those 5 minutes. So I'm standing there, cold as shit, and waiting on the bus to come, watching the sun rise slowly in the sky. It's still a little dark out, but bright enough so that you could see what's around you. I saw the lights of the bus come in the distance, on time as usual, and it came right to a stop in front of me. My bus driver, Mrs. Teresa, opened the door, said good morning, and gestured me to hop on. I walked to my seat, put my stuff down, but we hadn't moved yet. Mrs. Teresa still hadn't closed the door, and she just sat there, leaning out and trying to see what was in the woods. After a good minute or so, we were off on our way back to school. Arriving at school, Mrs. Teresa escorted us in. Now, she never did this, but I didn't pay any attention. She slipped off into the office though and started talking to one of the secretaries. I went through my regular day of school and was picked up by my dad. This was normal. But when he picked me up, he asked me all kinds of random questions. Bus pick you up okay? And did any cars stop or blow the horn at you as you waited? Strange questions like that. That next morning, my parents didn't take me to the bus stop. Mum dropped me off at school and just went into work later. This continued, alternating between Mum and Dad, for the remainder of the school year. At the same time, they had changed my bus stop. Years later, I found out why all this happened. When Mrs. Teresa picked me up that morning, she saw a man standing in the woods, staring at me. She alerted the school secretary, who alerted the transportation office, who then alerted the police. The police, they investigated and found some items wrapped up in a t-shirt in the back of the woods. A hunting knife, rope, a rag or washcloth, and some tape. The police, they never found out who it belonged to, but my bus driver, my parents, and the police, they all felt certain that whoever it was, they had the worst intentions, and probably for me. I think about this often. I wonder what would have happened if my bus driver was a few minutes late, or she hadn't even noticed the man standing in the woods. Because of this incident, the school district changed my bus stop, and it was located right in front of my house now. That way, I could just stay in the house and wait until the bus pulled up. No more standing by the woods for me, I guess. I resumed riding the bus the next year. And creepy bus stop man, let's not meet. And thanks, Mrs. Teresa, for probably saving my life.
Look at my titties. And that's the final look. So fast, so easy, so quick to do. Again, another great one for Halloween. So, an exposed throat. Windpipe. Sarcophagus. Sarcophagus? No, that's where people live. Died. Slept. Whatever. What's that called? What's this called? A sarcophagus. A sarcophagus? A sarcophagus. Sarcophagus? I don't know what it's called. But it's called like windpipe. Let's go with that. So, as you can see, it is quite flexible. Quite movable. Oh! Neck clipped. Yeah, it's quite secure. And obviously, it's very gross. So if you like this, give me a thumbs up. Press the subscribe button right there. And remember, don't be cute, be gorgeous. And I'll see you next week. Bye!